of comets, meteors, meteoroids, asteroids, and meteorites. But what are they really? Well, today is your lucky day because you're about to find out. First off, what are comets? Well, they're leftovers from our solar system, formed 4.6 billion years ago. These things are actually gases, rock and dust orbiting the sun. If a comet is not that close to the sun in its orbit, they remain in frozen form and are often referred to as dirty snowballs. But when their orbit brings them closer to the sun, it forms a tail, which stretches from the sun for millions of miles. The Kuiper Belt is where a lot of comets are located. It is a thick donut-shaped disk beyond the orbit of Neptune. The comets in this region are also known as short-period comets because of occasional gravitational pushes, making them closer to the sun. Another region with many comets is in the Oort cloud, which is a shell surrounding the solar system. Comets in this region are known as long-period comets, opposite of the comets in the Kuiper Belt, because they take longer to revolve around the sun. The reason why they're in this category is because the Oort cloud is far from the sun, 2,000 astronomical units to be exact. This unit is so large that one of it is equivalent to 93 miles. Therefore, it can only be used in space. Like comets, asteroids were remnants of our solar system from 4.6 billion years ago. Unlike comets, though, asteroids are not frozen and are made up of rocks such as nickel, iron clays, or metals. Most of these asteroids live in the asteroid belt, which is similar to the Kuiper Belt, but is in between the orbital paths of Mars and Jupiter. Interestingly, Asteroid Day is a celebration that takes place every day on June 30th to teach about their potential impact. Did you know that meteors, meteoroids, meteorites all go together? Well, they do. To start off with, meteoroids are called space rocks that are parts of existing things, ranging from a small dust grain to a small asteroid. This term only applies to them when they're in space, because when they enter the Earth's atmosphere, it changes to a meteor. We call these objects shooting stars more often. This is because they don't last long and burn up in the Earth's mesosphere, the third layer in the atmosphere. A meteor shower is a concept when Earth passes through a trail of dusty debris or asteroids and comes down as many meteors at a time. It is very rare, but sometimes meteors make it through their trip in the atmosphere. When they do, they are now called meteorites. Now you might be wondering, these are the type of rocks in space, and how are they related or different to the ones here on Earth? Well, let's start off with the basics. The three main types of rocks on Earth are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks, which are way different to the ones in space. The three meteorites are iron meteorites, stony meteorites, and iron stony meteorites. One way to differentiate them is through their outer appearance. Meteorites have a special thing called a fusion crust, that is a shiny layer of the rock, while Earth rocks don't. This fusion crust is caused when the rock goes through the atmosphere. A meteorite is also denser than an Earth rock. Although most meteorites are magnetic, that doesn't mean every magnetic rock you see is a meteorite. This reason is because rocks like iron are magnetic. Another visual difference is that all meteorites have a smooth indentation in the rock, which is called regmolyptus. Earth rocks, however, do not have this. Earlier, I talked about how it is very rare that meteorites come through the atmosphere, but they do. And this journey that is in the atmosphere begins when gravitational pull brings the meteoroid into Earth's atmosphere. When coming through the atmosphere, the meteoroid comes very fast, and sonic boom and frictional heat burn the meteor up most of the time. A sonic boom is when something travels faster than the speed of sound and creates a large boom. You may think this is hard enough, but there's more. Because of the increasing density, the meteor turns into fragments before it hits the ground. When striking the ground most of the time, the meteorite is compressed and soon turned to vapor, which is blown up into the atmosphere. Also, when hitting the ground, it creates a gaping hole, which is also known as a crater. Now you can see why it is rare for a meteoroid to survive its trip to Earth. Craters are big holes in the Earth. Are they harmful to the environment, though? The answer is yes. But meteorite craters are harmless. More damage is caused by asteroid craters, and we really need to stop this. Fortunately, us NASA workers have already done this for us. We have created a tool called PAIR, which stands for Probabilistic Asteroid Impact Risk, which can detect the asteroid and when it's landing. Once PAIR's job is done, we still have to divert the asteroid. And we have done this by launching a spacecraft to divert the asteroid's course. The spacecraft will help divert it by using gravity.
Created using Powtoon.